Welcome back to CTV Morning Live. Time for our Healthy Living segment with Steve Brown, who's the president of the Family Physiotherapy Center. And right now we are holding up one of the posters that you might see in a variety of medical clinics. And so it really has us asking the question, what about physiotherapy? How do you choose your physiotherapist? What questions should you be asking? And so we're going to hit on that topic today.
You got it. One of the things, just here with the College of Physiotherapists has put this out, just to know that we are regulated health professionals for the public's protection, that the public will have confidence in us. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of quality of care.
Which is key. If you finally decided to actually take this on board and that you want to be able to get these treatments and get rid of whatever it is that's bothering you, you want to be able to get the best possible care.
You got it.
So what are your suggestions? And you have people out there that say, what am I looking for? What should I be asking?
Okay. Number one, in terms of most people try and find a physiotherapist through word of mouth, through the medical professional, such as your doctor or nurse or anything along those lines. And then in terms of convenience, they're driving by a physiotherapy clinic and they'll stop on in. And then also the internet is being used more and more in terms of finding a place. So in terms of questions to ask, one of the things you want to look for when you're asking is to see how long the initial assessment is and what the cost is. Usually, for the most part, you'll see about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour long initial assessment is what you should be looking for. Then afterwards, you want to ask them as well in terms of how long are the treatments. Now, treatments can vary between 20 and 30 minutes, and you want to make sure that they're done by a physiotherapist. Sometimes wellness centers may put you on to some of the support staff and what have you after the initial assessment. You want to look out for that. For the most part, you want to have the physiotherapist seeing you every time you go in there. And that's why I put down there in terms of, will you be treated by the physiotherapist?
Do you often see that you could be going to certain clinics, you do have a physiotherapist or someone looking after you initially, but then because it's a high turnover, there are a lot of things going on that you tend to, the machines or anything else is being put on by someone who doesn't have the credentials? Yeah,
definitely one of the things, it's the support staff in terms of helping and assisting the physiotherapist, but definitely you want the physiotherapist to be seeing you and giving you that time. In terms of that's what you're paying for, that's who is the regulated health professional, and that's where you're going to get better. One of the things in terms of expectations when you go into a wellness center is to make sure that it's clean, bright. I look for in terms of the equipment is relatively new for the most part. The treatment table that you're on, some of the modalities that you're looking for.
The machines, that they're up to date.
Yes.
Right, because there are so many different advancements and techniques with, even the ultrasound machines or the interferential, that they seem to have made quite the change over the last couple of years.
They have. And then on top of the machines, making sure that they're relatively new and what have you, is you want to look and see in terms of making sure that you have a thorough assessment that focuses on the three pillars that I always look for, and that is in terms of the pain-relieving modalities, such as any hands-on, therapeutic exercise, and then education. Those are the three things in terms of with your treatment plan that you want to have. If you lack anything, then you're sort of losing out.
I want to talk about the lacking of some of that, because people come in, they're gung-ho, they get their initial assessment, they like to come in for the physiotherapy sessions because it's hands-on, it feels good, but sending them home with homework and having exercises to do at home is really going to make a huge difference with the final outcome.
That's where you get the results, and you should see the results probably in amongst 2 to 6 visits. You should see some significant changes in your pain or anything that you may be having in terms of seeing the physio. So definitely you want to make sure that you have that therapeutic exercise, that you're working with the physio on that, and then in terms of the education, you want to know exactly what the cause is. And what we usually say in terms of even with the initial assessment is that they should treat one joint or 2 joints above. For example, if you have knee pain, you want to look at the hip, you want to look at the low back when you're doing the assessment. Also, you want to look at the ankle and you want to look at the foot mechanics and see to make sure what the cause is. Because if you just treat the symptoms, it'll come back. But you want to have the education in terms of understanding what it is, what the root cause is, and making sure you get well looked after.
And you're getting that when you have a good in-depth assessment right off the bat. And so check into that. We do have to go. I know there's a ton of information we can get on this, but the best thing to do is check out their website and check out the Family Physiotherapy Centers. There are 10 locations now. So when you're talking about convenience, you've got that pretty much figured out over the entire city. We do have to take a commercial break. Still plenty more to come here on CTV Morning Live.